Well. Welcome to Steel and Vance on a pretty big day for us.
Well, we actually have something new going on. You might have noticed some fancy little cocktails here. These are courtesy of our brand new Steel and Vance show sponsor, Cascadia Liquor, which is a super classy liquor store chain.
Clearly.
On the island, they've got like about 11 shops. And have a look at the graphic here that we're going to show you what we're drinking today. This is a Victoria company.
Yeah, straight and narrow. It is done by a Victoria distiller. And there's a vodka option. There's a gin option. We got the vodka option tonight, which I love. Like to keep the sugar low, as you know, Linda Still.
And it's super delicious. So thanks so much to Cascadia. And we'll be doing a different pour every week and kind of educating you about what's going on with new products on the market.
It's so fun to have sponsors come on board Steel and Vance. We also love hearing from our viewers, and we want to make sure that as you are planning your spring breaks, if you're a mom pop like me, or heading out on spring break at some point in the next couple of weeks, and there's a little bit of a weather alert, just if you're traveling to the interior, lots of people head off skiing. Great news for skiers, bad news for roads. Be careful out there. Is not now in the lower mainland or on the island does it look like bad weather's coming, but the interior is going to get hit with a significant amount of snow.
Done with it. Bring on spring. Last week we had a really big, fascinating guest on the show. Sam Cooper is an investigative journalist who's been doing a lot of deep dives into the Chinese election interference story. He's got another one. I mean, this guy is unbelievable. He's always pumping something out. More information that would seem to suggest that the Prime Minister, or at least his closest aides, knew they were being briefed in 2019 and in 2021. And yet, for a week, the Prime Minister resisted any call for an inquiry. He just kept saying,
unbelievable. Yeah.
No.
Why?
That was the question. Why?
Yeah, why?
Yeah. So he kept saying, no, they weren't going to do an inquiry. And then he had to kind of do an about face and announce this.
I will be appointing an independent special rapporteur who will have a wide mandate and make expert recommendations on combating interference.
I'd like to see the people in the war room going, okay, we can't use the word inquiry. Okay, so who's got a word? Who's got a word?
Well, and the thing was, he just doesn't want to do a public inquiry, and I don't know. It's either because he knows that it's going to expose something that might embarrass the Liberal Party, or more likely, it's that the Conservatives will jump all over this in the lead up to another election and make hay of it and try to score points. Either way, they don't want to do it.
I don't like the fact that the Prime Minister is very much into finding out who's leaking this information from CSIS. Like that is like, wait a minute, so
check
you
out
want to
this
know
headline.
what is going on there?
Yeah, well, so what they're saying is CSIS will no, not CSIS, the RCMP are going to investigate who leaked from CSIS the information to the media. So there's a whole lot of concern around that. But to your point, not so much about what actually happened.
I'd like to know what actually happened. You know,
you and me and
everybody in Canada, really. This was not an insignificant misstep, in my opinion.
Right. Well, here's another misstep, in my opinion.
This is brutal.
So there's a German politician, her name is Christine Anderson, and she has been getting a lot of press because she's pretty alt-right, she's anti-vax, she's kind of pro-Nazi, and she had a meeting with several of the Conservative MPs, 3 of them in fact, and so Pierre Poilievre, the Conservative leader, was being pressed to say, well, what do you think about that? And he only put out a statement saying, well, I think her views are vile, but then he really didn't want to say that on camera or talk to the media about it. But guess who else met with this offensive German politician? Oh yeah, Jamie Salé and Theron Fleury.
You know what? We need to call this what it is. Sort of alt-right and kind of Nazi adjacent. I mean, this is brutal.
Nazi adjacent.
But that's just, I mean, we're all so
careful. Dancing around
it. No, this is a no for me. And if Pierre Poilievre or any politician, I don't care who you are, whatever level, is associating themselves even gently adjacent, it's a no. It's a hard no. And I'm, again, disappointed in Salé and Fleury. I mean,
not surprised,
it's almost like we mention them weekly on the show. And please stop.
Well, and Poilievre was asked, are you going to remove those 3 MPs from your caucus then, since you think they were meeting with someone whose opinions are vile? And he said, no. Next question.
Voters will.
No.
Voters will.
Maybe
I
not.
hope.
They might love it.
I hope. Let's talk about what's coming up on the show, because it is a huge show today. Coming up on Steel and Vance, we've got Professor Peter J. Hotez coming on board. He is the vaccinologist from Texas Children's Hospital. He's the dean at Baylor. He is a man who has been nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. He has created the Corbevax with his team at Texas Children's Hospital and gave up the patent.
Right, and there's been 100 million of those vaccine doses administered.
Yeah.
He's also written a book which got him on the radar of the anti-vaxxers. Vaccines did not cause Rachel's autism. That's his own daughter who has autism.
Adult daughter.
This was back in the day when everybody was freaking out about, I'm not going to give my child the measles vaccine or whatever, they'll get autism. We're going to talk to him about that too, and about the origins of COVID, which now some American agencies are saying could be from.
He's got opinions on the
Wuhan
low
lab.
chance of it being accurate, as well as the fact that he deals with the full force of anti-science and hate online. We have so much to get to with Professor Hotez.
We're also talking the Academy Awards.
Yeah.
I personally don't care. I will have it on PVR and I'll zip through to just the big awards. I know you care.
I do.
Someone else who cares a lot, and for anyone who's got their Oscar pool and they're trying to finalize the picks, we will have Dana G, entertainment reporter who everybody loves. She's coming on to give us her picks, and we'll dish a little bit
Pop
about
culture and all
Oscars.
things entertainment. Dana G of the Province and Sun newspaper, and we are happy to have Dana on the program and as part of our team.
Yes.
What a hoot.
It is now time for a little segment we like to call Hot Headlines, and there's a lot to talk about.
All right, let's do it.
Well, tomorrow we are going to have our provincial public safety ministers meeting with the justice minister in Ottawa to talk about bail reform. And we'll keep an eye on this, but I believe nothing is going to change, because I've been hearing David Lemeni, that's him there, talking about the fact that, well, you know, we're not really so much inclined to do anything. Well, but we'll see if we can help you, provinces, do something to help police catch people who are out on bail, breaking bail. I don't know. I'm not feeling optimistic, but there's a lot of pressure on them to do something, so we'll see.
We got to add pressure to that. At least there's a little bit of movement when it comes to sextortion, how the visuals that get put up on the internet that stay forever. I mean, here we go. A BC law would actually empower victims. What a concept! Empowering victims.
They're going to give you more power to be able to get those photos taken down more quickly. And also there'll be a mechanism where you can potentially get compensation from the creep who's put your sensitive photos up online. So that may be easier said than done, but it's a good first step.
Ask me what I'm doing tomorrow morning.
What are you doing tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, I'm going to a provincial court where the person who felt it was okay to harass me online for the better part of 5 years solid will be entering a guilty plea and receiving his sentence. I'm pretty excited about it. I'm ready to give my victim impact statement. I am horrified that it has taken 7 years since the first gross email, but I will
speed
update
of
you next
justice.
week.
Yeah,
Got to fix this, Linda.
I'm happy for you.
Thank you, my friend.
All right, the other thing we're going to talk about is, hey, did you know that a BC company had been given a license to be able to make and sell cocaine? What? A lot of people, when the Liberals asked our Premier David Eby about it, that's what he did. What?
Yeah, they were like, were you sorry?
So he reached out to the Prime Minister's office. They talked to Justin Trudeau about it. He went, what?
Yeah.
And so Health Canada said, well, wait a minute. We didn't actually give you a license to make
And sell it.
and commercially sell cocaine.
No.
It was supposed to be for experimentation.
Right, labs.
But this Langley company, which is called Adestra, kind of jumped the gun. They're a cannabis company. And when they put out their initial release about it, they said they were getting out ahead of the safe supply thing.
Yeah, oops.
Yeah.
No.
Oops. Everybody's walking that one back.
Yeah, not so much. Hey, can we talk about the living wage and how that is being removed from the mandate?
Clawed back.
Yeah.
The city of Vancouver was one big organization that was paying its people a living wage. And just for context, the living wage this year in Vancouver is $24.08 an hour, which is up 17% over last year. So because of inflation, the living wage is whoosh, and it's really expensive for companies. To actually do it. So,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's a
City
tough
of
one.
Vancouver's getting some blowback for that.
It is. And then there's the flip side of the pay equity piece of legislation that's being brought in, the transparency in the gender gap between, on average, women are paid 17%.
No way.
Oh, it's shocking, isn't it? So I was talking to a couple of friends, guys, and they were saying, well, I mean, again, it's too expensive for businesses. I mean, I'm like, you know what? Why don't we just take that 17%? We'll split it in half, and then everybody gets paid the same. Guys can take a pay cut. Join us. It's really fun.
Well, and speaking about jobs, if you're lucky enough to have one, because the people at Nordstrom Vancouver are not going to have one soon. We know that it's closing. We told you that last week. Closing in June, but 600
people. Hopefully someone goes in there that hires these people.
A friend of mine was in there the other day, has a friend who works there, brought some flowers. They were all weeping. Yeah.
Hey, some people are going to be weeping because they're springing forward. You're losing an hour of sleep. I'm all down with spring forward. Don't forget to do it.
Let's just
Saturday
stop
night.
changing the clock.
Okay, but let's spring forward, so we got lighter, later, and then never change the clocks again.
Lighter, later. I'm good with that.
Okay, high five me. That was your hot headline segment.
Excellent.
Don't miss Professor Peter Hotez from Texas Children's Hospital. He's going to talk COVID, the vaccine he created, how crazy the heat around the anti-science movement is, why he's in Vancouver, and also the lab versus Wuhan wet market thing.
Yeah, exactly. And also still ahead, put the phone down because the distracted driving crackdown is underway right now all month. ICBC's taking heat, though, for spreading misinformation about what's legal and what's not.